guys, it's Rebecca. So today I'm going to be filming my first ever book unhaul. So I'm actually selling like all of these on my Depop, which I'll have linked below. Only selling in the UK, but for cheaper prices you can also message me on Twitter because I can do like payments through PayPal, and then that'll mean there's no Depop fee, so it works better for us both. The link to my Twitter is always beneath, as well as my Instagram if you don't have Twitter or Depop. I don't know if I'll end up giving them away to like a charity bookshop. The only reason why I haven't really done that is because none are open. The plan is just to try and sell these, and then if that doesn't happen then I'm just going to give some away whenever shops do open. So if anybody is interested in these, I do have them for really cheap, like under £6. The first book that I'm getting rid of is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is a UK hardback edition. This is actually one of the editions, one of the first editions. I got the circus tent as the hidden picture. The reason why I'm unhauling this is because I just really didn't like Caraval. I think it's completely overhyped. I don't think it's worth the hype. I just remember thinking that the writing was cringy. I remember thinking the plot was terrible. I just wasn't interested in it because of the cringy writing, and it just like didn't live up to my expectations. I just had no interest in continuing on this series, and at this point I'm just completely running out of shelf space. And even though it's such a beautiful book, which is one of the reasons why I even bought it in the first place, I just don't want it anymore. But I know so many other people do, so that's why I thought I would just sell this, and then yeah, I don't know. I just really don't want it because I just really cannot stand Caraval. It just makes me cringe. Okay, so the next one is actually basically brand new because I ended up DNFing it, and that is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I just hated this book because it made me cringe as well, and I just didn't like where the story was going. I just didn't think it was that interesting. I just thought it was quite disgusting, to be honest. Like it was the textures and stuff of like nails going in people's feet and stuff just really made me sick. I just couldn't handle it. Why are you putting disgusting things like that, like worms in feet and stuff? Like holes, which are disgusting in the first place, holes in feet is even worse, plus worms in feet, it's actually gonna make me poke. Like it's actually gonna make me actually throw up. Like I actually just like that just made me sick. Like I just didn't like that. That just made me really sick. And as well, it was just cringe. Like whenever that weird woman showed up at the door and she was like, oh, I was like, that worm. I just thought that was terrible, and I just don't understand why people think this is good. I was just like, it's not even worth continuing. It's just not good. I'm gonna give Coraline a chance because I have it and I love the movie, but this really put me off Neil Gaiman, especially because people said this was really good, and just frankly it was just not good. I think that's just my opinion, and I got like over halfway through, so yeah, I hated it. The next book is one that I also absolutely hated, and I think I'd give it 1 or 2 stars, and that is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Yeah, I don't want this book. I'm going to sell it for quite cheap because it is used, but I just don't want it. I just don't. It was just death was hiding behind the milk. That's a stupid line. Loads of the rest of it was just cringe. I can link my Scythe rant review that I did with my sister above. You can go and watch that if you want. I don't really think that there's anything. It was just badly written. It was poorly written, and the world was poorly developed. The characters were poorly developed, but a lot of people do love this, so that's fair enough. So I would rather this be in the hands of somebody who actually did want it rather than it just taking up my shelf space, and I need more space because I have way too many books. Okay, so the next one is actually brand new, and I'm actually still debating keeping this, and that is Half Bad by Sally Green. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of this, but I don't know. It depends if somebody buys it or not. If not, I'll probably keep it rather than giving it to like a charity shop, because I would rather somebody like directly want it rather than me just kind of give it away, because I'm still considering that I might read this. And it is brand new. Like it's actually quite a nice cover. I really like that. It's quite nice for a hardback. I mean, not a hardback. It's quite nice for a paperback. So I am still considering reading this one. I don't know. I've just had it on my shelf for so long, and the more I actually look at this, the more I actually kind of want it. Kaz from Cats and Camera. I'm pretty sure she likes this series, so I might talk to her about it before I give it away. Yeah, Kaz, if you're watching, tell me if you like this book. I might probably gonna message you on Twitter before this video comes up, but yeah, tell me if you like this book. I'm pretty sure that you do like this series. I've had it for so long and I just don't really have that much interest in reading it, but then as I said, now that I'm looking at it, I'm kind of like, would I like it? I don't know. If you've read this book, even if you're not Kaz, say in the descriptions if you like this, because I really don't know. It's quite old YA, so I don't know if I'm going to find it way too crunchy. Okay, so the next book I think I got halfway through but just gave up, and that is Wayfair by Alexander Bracken. The only reason why I'm not going to get rid of the first one is because it's a hardback first edition, and I didn't hate the first one. I quite enjoyed the first one, and I didn't hate this. I was quite enjoying it. I just wasn't enjoying it enough to continue. And I just like will never go back to it. I just know I won't. So I just don't want this. It doesn't match my hardback of Passenger and just stuff like that. I don't know if somebody really wants this and wants to carry on from Passenger. It's not as bad as the other ones. Like, it's actually quite good. I'm not convincing anybody to buy this, but yeah, it's not that this is like me trying to convince everybody to buy it. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain this. Like, it was okay. I just didn't continue, so there's no point in me going back. I just know that I won't. I don't know. I might sell Passenger. I'm just like, will that be worth something in the future whenever all of these YA books are like cool and vintage? I don't know. But yeah, and that's why I'm kind of keeping it, because it's still pretty on my bookshelf. But this one isn't, because it doesn't match. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one. If I ever do decide for some weird reason that I really want to reread Passenger and Wayfair, then I will buy the hardback and then it'll actually match. So the next book I actually won a while ago on Twitter for a giveaway, and that is Otherworld by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller. Okay, so this is actually a really pretty book, especially on camera for some reason. It's like reflecting, the light is reflecting really nicely, but this is actually a signed edition. I just have no interest. I think I might want to read this. Wait a second. There are no other screens. Wait, that's not what it says. There are no screens, there are no controls, you don't just see and hear it, you taste, smell and touch it too. In this new reality, there are no rules to follow, no laws to break. Welcome to real life 2.0. It's a game so addictive you'll never want it to end until you realise that you're the one being played. Step into Otherworld, leave your body behind. Are you ready to play? The frightening future that Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller have imagined in Otherworld is not far away. If a game can deliver all your desires, why would you ever want to stop playing? But I really love Warcross, and I didn't know, I thought this was about like aliens. I didn't realise that this was like virtual reality, which is so weird that I actually really enjoy virtual reality. I've never read Ready Player One, in fairness, but I loved Warcross and I loved the virtual reality aspect, which is like really odd for me because I despise sci-fi, because I just think it's really cringy. But now I'm kind of considering reading this because it is signed and it is really pretty now that I actually think about it. I'm gonna look at the reviews on Goodreads and see what they say. If it's like rated like an average of 2 stars, I'll give it away. But if not, I actually might keep this and I actually might read this, because that actually sounded really good. I thought it was about aliens, and I don't like aliens. I think they're cringe. I don't like space as well. It scares me. Okay, so the next book I definitely am not keeping, and that is Icons by Margaret Stoll. She was one of the writers, along with Cami Garcia, of Beautiful Creatures. That's the reason why I originally got this, because I am one of those people that absolutely love Beautiful Creatures. Like, I think it's so good. I just absolutely love it. I reread it like 2 years ago and still loved it. I kind of want to continue on to Beautiful Darkness because I only reread the first one, and I attempted to read this one like 3 times and just can't stand aliens. This is what I'm talking about. This is about aliens. I just don't want to read about this, and I just didn't enjoy it. I got like 100 pages through like all 3 times and I just didn't like it. It's just not for me. I'll read out the back so that other people can see what it's about. It says, when the icons landed, everything changed. They called it the day. The day the window shattered, the day the power stopped, the day Doll's family dropped dead. Earth lost a war it didn't know it was fighting. Since then, Doll has lived a simple life in the countryside, far from the nearest icon and its terrifying power, hiding from one truth she can't avoid. Doll is different. She survived. Why? Next one I'm gonna give a little clean to before I give it away because it's kind of dirty. I actually lent it to my ex-boyfriend and it got weird and dirty, and I just never wanted to read it again after that. It was popular at the time. It was like 2018. This book was popular. Everybody wanted it, but now I don't, and I'm not that big of a contemporary fan. But that is Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith. I just don't want this book anymore, and I'm just not interested in it, and it's about some people winning the lottery, which now looking back, I don't know why I ever thought I would enjoy that. That plot sounds cringy. I don't want to read it. So yeah, that's really all. I don't want this book. It's not in that bad condition once I give it a little wipe and stuff. Like, it's actually okay. It's okay. I just don't really want it. I just thought that he ruined it way more than he actually did, to be fair, but it just needs a little wipe down and the back's like kind of water damaged. I just don't want this book. I just don't want to read a contemporary about somebody winning the lottery on their 18th birthday. I just don't think that that sounds very good. So that's all the books that I'm unhauling. I just don't want any of these books for many different reasons. I'm sorry if you feel offended or anything at me saying that these books aren't good, but it's just my opinion. They're just not my favourite books in the world, and there's other ones that I love a lot more that I want to make room for. But yeah, that's it for this video. Please let me know if there's any of these books that you think I should consider reading, like Half-Bad and Otherworld, and if you think they're terrible, also let me know because I kind of want to know. That's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed watching. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload. Thank you. I will see you in the next one.